David Savage, a.k.a. Diz, and this is The Force Always.
Welcome to the Star Wars show. Let's get on with Star Wars news. So in the last week, we've had the ObiWan Kenobi series cast be announced. That's for the Disney Plus network, Disney Plus streaming service. Technically, the cast has been announced. The only person that was not in the cast was Ahmed Best, who played Jar Jar Binks. So he's been a noted out, but we've got Uncle Owen back. He's an Australian actor from way back. He's going to be in this series. See, here is a picture of the cast. It's, really getting, full motion ahead with this Obi-Wan Kenobi. Anyway, so that's that bit of news. During the week, we had The Bad Batch, which is another Disney Plus show coming. This time it's animated. It's going to be set just before A New Hope. The trailer dropped. I'll be giving you a review of that later on, so stick around for that. The Bad Batch, it's a sort of like a bad batch of stormtroopers that sort of are good and bad, I suppose. But yeah, I'll give you a review of that later on in the show. Speaking of Disney Plus, they've got this new sort of catalog where you can actually watch Caravan of Courage, the other Ewok film I can't remember, Clone Wars animated series, like not the animated series that we've got in sort of like a computerized animation, the old school animation that you can get that. I think it's called the Vintage Collection, Star Wars Vintage Collection. Whole heap of new viewing on Disney Plus for Star Wars fans. It's a bit cringeworthy when you look at Caravan of Courage, which is all about the Ewoks and the adventures and the other Ewok, I think Ewoks of Endor, I think that was called. It's a little bit sort of embarrassing, but it's, it's definitely Star Wars in a different sort of way. You can get that on Disney Plus. To more news, Star Wars Celebration has sort of pretty much gone offline at the moment. There was sort of a bit of a page on the StarWarsCelebration.com, but it's sort of been pulled down at the moment. So we're waiting on news for that. It doesn't mean it's not happening, doesn't mean it is happening, doesn't mean anything. Who knows these days with the whole COVID-19? It starts, it stops, it starts, it stops. But, let's not look at that reason. So Star Wars Celebration's actual .com page is down at the moment. And to more news, what else? We've got more news. I had this all organized, my goodness. This is what I mean by freestyle. This is what I do when I freestyle. No, that's pretty much the news for this time around. Let's just stick it with that. Let's get into the views. Views is my story ideas where I talk about something Star Wars that I could say that I would like to be written, not on by me, but just something that I'd like to see happen. And because we've got the Bad Batch coming up, and which is actually, I should say, coming out May the 4th, so a bit of a celebration, May the 4th be with you. But the Bad Batch on Disney Plus, because we're going to come up to that very shortly. And it actually is set before New Hope, in that sort of time period, in that sort of section there. And so I'm just wondering, just in between, between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, could we see a cameo of Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill, as an animated voice to his character Luke Skywalker? I personally would do it. It's an opportunity that should not be missed by Disney, by Lucasfilm. It's something to be written, obviously Luke sort of being there at that time period. You don't want to give too much away though. That's really a mysterious part of Luke, the growing up. There's not a whole lot of much there to learn that he was just a moisture farmer. He was a farmer boy at that point. Nothing that's great, overly exciting. But I think it would be great to include that Mark Hamill being Luke Skywalker in the Bad Batch to a small amount would be a great story idea inserted to the Bad Batch. It's coming up on Disney Plus. Anyway, that's my little sort of 2 cents worth. Anyway, let's get into reviews. reviews this time around is going to be about The Bad Batch, the trailer. It came out in the last week. Absolutely magnificent. This trailer was an 8.5 out of 10. That's straight off the bat for me. 8.5 out of 10. Had a lot of emotion, had a lot of lead up, some, a lot of sort of story ideas. Like, I wasn't really overly excited for Bad Batch, but now I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's going to be coming on the May the 4th, which is going to be different in entirety for Disney Plus, because it's actually a debuting show that's going to be, I think, on a Tuesday or Wednesday. Depends what part of the world you're in. So it's going to be a different part of the week to sort of check this out and make a review or something like that. But the trailer that's just come out of The Bad Batch, an 8.5/10, gave us a little bit of insight, gave us great depth of emotion. Just, Star Wars does great with their trailers, and this is just no exception, even though it's animated, but it's a computerized animation. Fantastic. 8.5 out of 10 for that. That's the review for this time around. Let's get now into the interviews. 2 questions where I asked myself for you guys out there. First question is, why do I do this YouTube channel? Bringing this up because there was a comment made in the last week that I'm an attention seeker. Well, technically, when you are doing YouTube, it is about getting that attention. It's not seeking it in such a way like, oh, please watch me, please watch me. I am here no matter what. My views are high or low. I will do this every week. Sometimes a bit late, sometimes a bit early, but I've done this for the last 6 years, not got really much out of it, sort of financially, but personally, I love Star Wars. Personally, I love doing this. Finding the time with the busy schedule that I have at times can be a bit of a maze to get it done, but I get it done. I've done some great things with the channel, seen some things, done things, but it's definitely attention seeking, but it's just about pursuing my passion, my love for Star Wars, just like you guys out there. And the community that I have, the smaller community, I cherish completely, from your Kates, Paula, and Nigel, all of them. They're strong. They're fantastic. I love them. I don't even know them personally. I know them enough to be online. And so that's why I do this channel. It's just because of my love of Star Wars and I want to share it. That's it. Anyway, so my next question is, will I ever give in this channel? No. The only way you're going to get me to give into this channel is if I was put in a position where I cannot put it out there. There could be an ability on my behalf, or that could be because YouTube has gone down or up, or it's cost, or something like this. The whole title, The Force Always, is about being the Force always within myself, within you guys, as Star Wars sort of pushes its ideals and its storylines. It's bigger than life, and that's sort of like Star Wars to a lot of us. And so I will not give in with this channel. Like, I will just keep going as long as I can. Just depends on, certain logics in my life, if I can get it done. Maybe the equipment is faulty. Maybe the internet is down. Maybe something like this. This is the only reason why you wouldn't see it that particular week or weeks. But believe me, I will be here every week and keep rocking it. That's what I do. And I say that every single time on the show, because that is what I mean. Anyway, so that's the interviews 2Q for this time. That's the show for this week. You can contact me through Instagram, which is down below, Twitter, or even YouTube itself. You can message me, anything you like, any questions or just statements or whatever you like. There's no problem. I don't take offense, or I take praise. Fantastic, that's great. But anyway, it's all good. Until next week, my friends, keep rocking.